data was gathered in 3 stages. So in stage 1, I was just trying to get to know people. In stage 2, I was trying to establish working relationships with particular people. And in stage 3, I was intending to sort of go back to encounters that were significant and try and revisit them. Those are very broad brush. Obviously I continued to get to know people through the whole process, and I was working with people through the whole process, but those are the focuses of those different stages. And I was inspired by ethnography and the rich documenting of experience that ethnographers use in their work. So what I was looking to do was create ethnographic style vignettes. Obviously, I'm not doing ethnography, I was doing participant observation, because ethnographers seek not to affect the social world that they're making themselves a part of. And there I am, bringing in giant blue eggs and ping pong ball sleeves and very much affecting the space. But I'm taking part in the space and I'm observing, and then I'm writing detailed notes. And ethnographers give various advice about making notes whilst you're in the experience, and then writing scratch notes up afterwards, and then writing more detailed notes. And I tried initially to follow those guidelines really diligently, but it didn't work for me as an autistic person. I process my social experience differently, and what I found worked best for me was to have the experience. And also that note taking when you're trying to be with somebody takes you out of it. So it would have been very practically difficult to do being with somebody and also going, oh, now take some notes. So the aim was just to have as rich an experience as possible and to focus on that experience and be present in that experience and embodied in that experience. And then immediately afterwards, write a detailed account of what happened. And then I would do an activity, and this is something that I learned through the experience of doing the work, that I needed to include in my day an activity that buffered everything. And I think it's just something to allow that processing to carry on. So what I would do is I would just go and wander. There's a big supermarket near the setting that I worked in, and I would just go and wander around in it, not necessarily buying anything, although I did spend a lot more in the supermarket during my research than I would ordinarily. But it's a very homogenous environment. There are people around, but they don't talk to you. The light is the same, the temperature is the same. There's a background hum. It's like a sort of no man's zone of life. And so I would go and wander until I felt that I was kind of catching up with myself. And then quite often on the drive home after that, I'd think of a whole load of things that I hadn't included in the notes. And so then you write another set of notes, and I would read through the first set of notes, and that creates reflections. And so the reflectiveness of the work is like when you write the first account, it's very hard. The aim is to write exactly what happened, but you always reflect on it as you write, because as you write it, you're re-meeting it, and that makes you think about it. And so you go back, and then in that second set of notes, you've got, I missed out telling you this and this and this, but also I was thinking about this, and maybe that meant this, and there's more reflection. And so I might just write one more set, or I might write several sets as things come up, but there's that kind of constant re-meeting of those experiences and turning them over in your head and looking at them from different angles and wondering about things. And some of those things you check with staff when you go back in, like, she made this sound last time, is that okay? And that's the data. So by the end of it, I have hundreds of pages of detailed descriptions of these encounters of being with, or attempts of being with.